Do you sometimes feel like you're constantly running on high alert, even when you try to relax? Are you plagued by unexplained fatigue, sleep problems, or a constant feeling of being on the verge of burnout? If this sounds like you, you're in the right place. I'm Emma from Finally Relax, and today we're going to uncover an uncomfortable but absolutely necessary truth. We're diving deep into what chronic stress truly does to your body. It's an invisible battle, but once you understand what's happening, you can start to regain control. Let's start with the core of your stress response, the HPA axis. That stands for hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. Sounds complicated, right? Just think of it as your body's central control system for stress. When you feel threatened, whether by a real lion or a full inbox, your hypothalamus in the brain sends a signal. This triggers a cascade. The pituitary gland is activated, which in turn tells your adrenal glands to release hormones. This system is actually brilliant. It's what allowed us to survive as a species. The problem? It's designed for short-term threats, not for the constant bombardment of modern stress. When this axis is constantly active, your body's own alarm system overheats. The main hormone released by the HPA axis is cortisol, often called the stress hormone. Cortisol isn't inherently bad. It's incredibly important. It helps regulate inflammation, raise blood sugar to give you energy, and even mobilize your immune system in the short term. It's like the superhero who saves you in a crisis. But what happens when the superhero never takes a break? In chronic stress, your cortisol levels remain elevated permanently. This changes its role from savior to potential problem maker. Suddenly, cortisol affects almost every system in your body, and not for the better. One of the first areas to suffer from chronically high cortisol is your immune system. Initially, cortisol can even boost your immune system, which makes sense. You need defenses in a fight. But over the long term, it acts as an anti-inflammatory and suppresses immune cells. This means you become more susceptible to colds and flu, wounds heal slower, and existing inflammatory conditions like allergies or autoimmune diseases can worsen. It's like your body is constantly running in emergency mode, which eventually exhausts its defense mechanisms. Think about how often you get sick when you're stressed. That's no coincidence. Your brain is the command center, and it's extremely vulnerable to chronic stress. High cortisol levels can actually change the structure of your brain. Studies show it can shrink the hippocampus, a region crucial for memory and learning. This explains why you feel so forgetful or have difficulty concentrating when stressed. At the same time, the amygdala, our fear center, becomes overactive, which can lead to increased anxiety, irritability, and panic attacks. Chronic stress is also a major risk factor for depression and burnout. It's a vicious cycle. Stress makes you more anxious and sad, and these feelings intensify the stress. The long-term effects of chronic stress also extend to your metabolism and cardiovascular system. Cortisol increases blood sugar to provide the body with quick energy. If this happens constantly, it can lead to insulin resistance and increase the risk of type 2 diabetes. Many people also notice an increase in belly fat under stress. This is a direct consequence of cortisol. Your cardiovascular system also suffers. Persistently elevated blood pressure, rapid heart rate, and an increased burden on your heart muscle can drastically increase the risk of heart disease, strokes, and high blood pressure. It's like your body is constantly running a marathon without ever reaching the finish line. What do we learn from this? Chronic stress is not a feeling you can ignore. It's a serious threat to your physical and mental health. But here's the good news. When you understand what's happening in your body, you've taken the first and most important step towards change. You are not helpless. There are ways to influence these processes, calm your HPA axis, and help your body regenerate. It's about making conscious choices and giving your body the support it so desperately needs. Which of these insights surprised you the most or made you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single message. If you want to learn more about stress management, mental wellness, and how you can finally truly relax, then subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Until then, remember, you have the power to finally relax.